Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Simone. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucker. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye-ya. 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 Orale, as you can tell, in a menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight to it. That thumbnail right there says it all. A DVI Tracy removal. And I've told stories in the past about removals, things that I've been part of, things that I implemented, things that I gave directives on, things that got directed towards me. So my antennas were up, and definitely and indubitably I participated with the program. But this one right here hurts my heart. This one right here I've never really spoken on. This one right here is a sad situation. And this is what happens when you think you want to be that somebody and you find yourself on the forefront, on frontline status. It doesn't matter what organization or what group you're from. You can get put in this position and it's ugly. So I pull up to Tracy, DVI, and it's the same old love song shit like Anita Baker. Sasuke, motherfuckers are there. We're going to do what we do. We do what we does. That's it, right? And in that fashion, so I get there. About 3 or 4 days after my arrival, I'm up to par. I'm cleared, man. I've given my 5-on-5. I'm doing what I had to do to maintain my motherfucking general population status. And everything's good. Everything's good in the hood. I remember they sold me up with the homeboy named Cisco from Sunnyvale at the time. He's a righteous ass dude. So I'm feeling my celly, man. He's good people. Everything is lovely. I'm just waiting to get on down the yellow brick road and do my time to whatever main line they send me to. I'll figure it out when I get there. Now, Tracy being a reception for Northern California for the Central Valley, right? I already know it ain't my first motherfucking rodeo. It's not my first time on the merry-go-round. So get what ya. I've been there before. I've done that, right? So now it seems like I'm gonna have to continue the same old program that I'm used to. And after you get to Tracy, it being a reception, they're gonna do blood tests. They're gonna do medical. They're gonna ask you questions, so that way they can place you on the proper main line, so that way they can see where your points stand in Sasuke, and they can see if they're going to put you on a dangerous ass 180, a 4-yard, a 270, or they're going to shoot you on a 3 where it still can get busy, or a 2 and 1 yard Sasuke where ain't really too much cracking, but it does crack. So I already know I'm looking at a 3 or 4. That's right off the top. My points are sky high. They factor everything in. Me being in the California Youth Authority, me being a fucking gang member, me being in the position that I'm in, I already know I ain't got shit coming, but I'm going to go through the motions. You know, all line movements will be mandatory. So I'm going to step out that cell and handle my shit. So they call me and several other individuals from the theater out the cell. We're going to go down to what is a little medical holding tank. And at this time, it was kind of like a mini yard right by R&R. It was a little bit of a mini yard. And they would set you out there. Of course, you're not going to be out there with enemigas. So there was no Southsiders at the time. There was no white boys that they placed us with. They placed the white boys in a cage separate from us inside the building. But anyway, so I'm out there with the homeboy named Boy from Gilas. He's an old school homeboy. A couple other people and a youngster. And so anyways, I get to chopping up with the homeboy Boy. We know a lot of the same gente. We know the homeboy Spanky from Gilas, a homeboy Danger from Merced. Just a few people that we know. We're chopping game. And this youngster's right there. Oh, yeah. You can tell he's eager. He wants to participate in the conversation. But at the same time, he's just a new booty, meaning he's a fish. He's a first termer. He's barely in there, but he's doing all the right things. He's keeping his fucking mouth closed, his eyes open, his ears wide shut, right? He's doing what he has to do to maintain. So I start to chop it up with him, and he's actually a little homeboy from Stockton. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he's still active or he's not. But he's like, yeah, I'm from Stockton. I was like, that's right, homeboy, that's right. And he's a youngster, probably 18, 19, 20 years old. First termer, never been incarcerated. So I get to getting at him. I'm like, what do they got you in here for, bro? If I might ask, you know, in a menudo style. He's like, oh yeah, bro, fucking joyriding, still in the car, things of that nature. So what are you looking at? He's like, he's like, I got like 18 to 20 months. I'm probably going to do, I was like, oh yeah, you're going to a 1 or a 2 yard, bro. You're good in the hood. You ain't never been a CYA. You ain't, oh yeah. Man, I don't even know why I'm talking to you. So I should choke you, right? So it's good though. But I'm proud of the little homie and the fact that he's doing what he has to do. He's not all scary. He's not looking scary. He's not looking around like he's lost. So I just get like a deer with the headlights. He's in Tracy and he understands where he's at. He understands the historia that went into Tracy, you know. There was a lot of things that happened in Tracy. You know, that's one of the founding spots, if not the founding spot of the Mexican Mafia. There's a lot of NF activities that happened there in the past. There's a lot going on, you know, and being in general population and being an active Norteño, you will conduct yourself with professionalism and the mannerisms will display themselves at all times, right? And he's doing that. So I'm proud. So I ain't saying it, but I'm feeling it, right? So we get to chopping it up. We're in there for like maybe a half hour, 45 minutes. And I'm just happy to be up out the fucking cell and be able to kick it with some homeboys. So me and Boy are reminiscing, talking about old school shit. He himself was in YA in the past. So we get to chopping it up. Anyways, they take us back to the building. And this youngster is on the same building as me, but he's on the top tier. At this time, I was on the bottom tier. And I get in there, I quickly write my IR, which is my fucking report, or my OTR, spends on my off-tier report, let everyone know exactly who I met, what happened, how it went down. Now, somewhere along the line, I guess this kid gets talked to by whoever he gets talked to, his tier security or whatever the case may be, but he gets put on the squad. Now, at that time in Tracy, we had 4 squads in the building with the Norteños. Squads being 1 hitter, 2 bombers, and a retriever. So if anything needed to go down, a removal, we needed to get off on a certain individual, the squads would be on the forefront of handling this. So somehow this kid gets put on the squad. Now, it ain't no mystery. Throughout history, if you're a youngster, man, you're going to be utilized, okay? That's just a fact, man. You're going to get put on frontline status, not because you did anything wrong, but because it's a heart check. Those motherfuckers want to see where you're at. You got to earn your way. So it's mandatory, man, that you're going to get put in some type of situation depending upon where you're at, who's there, who's running the compa, the building, and so on and so forth. Now, anyway, watch out. With that too much detail, right? The Vato is on the squad. And at this time, the squads were named after baseball teams. We had the Giants, the A's, the Cardinals, the Omais, right? Everybody was doing what they were doing. Now, of course, when you're on the squad and you're given this position, you don't let anybody else know what's going on, that you're part of this elite fucking group, that you're part of this group to handle business, because it may be your own celly that you have to remove. So it's nobody's business. And of course, this kid was sticking to the grind, muzzle on lock, you know what I mean? He wasn't saying nada. No one knows but yourself and your squad leader. He has the full roster. He knows who is who and what's what. So he can put him in position. Of course, it travels down the line. And those that need to know within the household, the fucking mesa, and not the mesa, but the COC. And those who don't. Okay, that's just the way it goes. But anyway, so what happens is Sambato comes in from Yuba City or somewhere in the surrounding areas of Yuba City. And we can tell by the time when this guy gets there, man, that he needs a fucking playa bad, meaning he needs to shower immediately. Bird bath, shower, manguera style. I don't care, man, what you have to do. I can smell him from the other side of the tira, right? I'm on the other side of the building. So I'm on one side. There's 2 tiers right here. And, of course, on the other side, we can smell him from there. So, of course, he settled with the homeboy from San Ho. So I'm getting at the homeboy from San Ho. What's up with your celly? He looks like a mongo. I have to tell that about to jump in the shower immediately, because right now it's making the norte look highly suspect, right? So of course the homeboy gets at him. I see him, man. His hair looks like he had the lavender conditioner in it the next day. Everything's good. So what happens is we're programming at this time, man. Everything is going smooth. We had just come off lockdown. I guess there was a beef that was going on prior to me getting there with the wolf pack. We had just did a removal maybe 2 weeks ago, is where we removed a homeboy from Tracy. He had bad paperwork. He had come on the tira, and I've told that story. He came on the tira. He was spotted right from the gate. It didn't quite work out. The removal didn't quite work out on the yard like it was supposed to. So he got removed within the building, man. And oh, how it hurts, right? It hurt. Oh, it hurt. It hurt me watching it. But it was something to watch, right? Anyway, so the Vato got removed. So we're just coming off a lightweight little lockdown with that. So everything's smooth in the neighborhood, man. We're groove with you. We're smooth like some Isley Brothers. And we're having a lot of line movements. And for some reason or another, I guess this Vato, the one that's from Yuba City, the surrounding areas, he missed a line movement. Okay, now everybody knows in prison and general population, I don't give a fuck what group you're from. You will, hey, you coming out with this, Simon. You know what I mean? Even Santana came out, even though he knew he was going to go over the... Everyone will come out. Your presence will be felt. It is a mandatory movement. I don't give a fuck if you got the COVID, if you're sick, I can't make it. Get over here, right? Your celly's going to fucking push you forward. Forever forward. Line movements are mandatory for 1 or 2 reasons. 1, you will show face, homes. You will make your presence felt. You will be out there. You will be accounted for. It is up to you to defend the casa. It is mandatory for you to defend the household and to be there with your brothers in arms. 2, ¿sabes qué, babosa? If you're fucking laying down and you're in a vulnerable position, or you're not even supposed to be laying down, first and foremost, your mattress is supposed to be rolled. But if you think you're going to fucking kick on back like we used to do on our fucking flat bunks, put our blanket out there, like, yeah, smooth, huh? With the fucking thing as our pillow, that wasn't supposed to be going down either. But anyway, somewhere along the line, this vato missed a line movement. And of course, what's going to happen in prison? I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. The vato that's closest to you is going to be the one that does you or tells on you. And sure enough, the homeboy from Soho struck him up. Now, what striking him up means is he wrote to his tier security, let him know, hey, man, my cellie is not up to par. He's not fucking clean. He's not making line movements. What do I do? How do we go from here? Because he couldn't just put hands on his cellie, because then that would put him, shed a bad light on him. That would be red on red. You're not supposed to fight with the homeboys. You're not supposed to fight, especially with your cellie. That's jeopardizing the safety and security of yourself, him, as well as the household, because, man, we don't know what's going on. We need to see everything, vato. Everything, right? So anyways, he strikes him up. And I remember seeing this huila. I remember it got passed around, man, to the people within the COC who it needed to be passed around. At that time, I was the building channel. So, of course, it came to my table, SAS. And I peeped it out. And I felt that for no other reason, this guy garnered a DP. A DP meaning some type of disciplinary action. Maybe an essay, maybe a little bit of fucking working out. But Sasuke, I already knew he didn't like to shower, so I didn't want to put that on the homeboy. So he was told to write an essay. It was a 2,000-word essay on cleanliness and being up to par. I remember this like it was just fucking yesterday. I mean, Novato did that. Smooth writing, too. He had some of the best mini writing I ever seen. I remember that. Couldn't shower worth shit, right? But could write like a motherfucker, man. Who go figure, right? Menudo. Anyways, I remember getting the essay back, laying eyes on it. It was perfect punctuation, perfect fucking spacing. Líneas were correct. Sasuke, bang, bang. I was going to have him rewrite the BNLs. That's how good he was. I said, next time you don't shower, BNL time, right? Sasuke, you already know what it is, man. You fuck up, you got to Xerox everything. That's how it goes, especially in the Northern movement, man. Nobody wants to do fucking their mini writing. Everybody wants everyone else to do it for them. Bang. So I was like, victim. Anyways, trip out. So we're having, one day we're having shower movements. And the way they did it in Tracy was they would release like 4 or 5 cells at a time. You'd go down to the end of the theater, take your fucking shower, you know, and it was a big thing, man, because we didn't get showers all the time in Tracy. We were always on constant lockdown, so it was bird baths. They always found one reason or another to delay shower time. Oh, sorry, Spencer, man, we can't do it today. We're short-staffed. Oh, Spencer, you know what I mean? The water fucking doesn't work. Oh, Spencer, just fuck you, homes. I'm going to get on my mom by the other CO. Either way, man, they always found a way to slow play you, and that's prison. Such is life in the penitentiary, in prison, in any institution that you're in. The placas are always going to slow play you on what you have coming. Now, you'll get it, but you ain't going to get it when you want it. You know what? On their time. You know, so what you have to do is you have to improvise, homes. You have to make your little fucking manguera on there and take your little bird bath. Make sure you clean yourself, put your toalla, because if there's agua right there in that tira, you're fucking up the freeway, man, so no one can fish. It's going to be ugly. Anyways, they're running shower movement on the other side. One day they'll do one side of the fucking building. The next day they'll do the other side. So it's not our time today. It's the other side. And I'm not really paying attention, man. You know, I'm not fucking watching every little move they make. I'm too busy striking shit up, doing what I had to do. I had a lot of writing I had to do as the building channel. I had to be aware. I'm getting all the off-tier reports. I'm having to shoot them where I have to shoot them. So I don't need to go. I don't need to go into the details of the inner workings of what was going on. Let's just say there was a lot of business being handled. Frivolous business, because Sasuke, who gave a fuck? But at the end of the day, it was what we had to do as a functioning active norteño. So I'm doing my thing. My celly, of course, is keeping boste. He's peeping it out. So there's a lightweight little skirmish. I wouldn't call it a skirmish. I'd call it an argument. The homeboy from Sanho was walking back from the shower and he's shaking his head. And he tells his celly, what's up, right? And my celly sees it from the distance. And he tells me, hey, something's going on with the homeboy. So I quickly jump up like the super norteño I was. And I... Scoot over, Sonny. Right? Sunnyvale, shit. Let me see what's going on, sis. Right, I'm looking, and of course, man, they're having what looks like a heated argument, but not to the point of throwing hands. Just they're putting it out there. Now, automatically, red flag. And I don't mean red paño out the back pocket, right? That's a red flag, homes. You can't be displaying motherfucking household business on the tier. Period. Especially in a place like Tracy. As dangerous as Tracy is, everybody's just sitting there. All the homeboys are waiting just to whack and remove somebody. That's usually how it goes. So I'm peeping game, right? I'm like, all right. So I start fucking communicating with the homeboys that need to be communicated with. All the right channels. Huilas are flying. So it's decided, and after proper investigation, I guess the vato from the Yuba City area, pobrecito, the dirtbag that he was, didn't shower again. Okay, now he's been told once, twice, 3 times a lady, right? He's been told on several occasions to get his fucking dirty ass up and shower and stop acting like a bandito, right? But this motherfucker decides that if for no other reason, he's going to skip a line movement again. One, you don't skip the line movement. Very unbecoming of the Norte cause. Two, get your fucking ass up and clean your sobacos. You smell like Savoya. You got this whole motherfucker smelling like Winton, right? Get up and shower. But I guess he wasn't feeling that. And Araceli definitely wasn't feeling it. So we felt that if for no other reason, he should be disciplined again. This time just a little bit harsher. Maybe a 5,000 word essay. Maybe a few 22s. So I was getting dispense on Araceli. You're going to have to smell sobacos even worse. But it wasn't to the point of a removal. I thought, okay? I was unaware that the AIC, basically the authority in charge, was way past that point. He wanted to make an example, okay? He wanted to make a motherfucking vicious example. So what he did was he started to strike him up and let the squad leader know that it was time to implement some type of removal. Now, I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to say times or dates because I don't know if cases are in appeal. But I will tell you this. That same little homie from Stockton that was only doing 18 months, him and another homeboy, because at this time we weren't going to Big Yard, man. I forget what it was, man, but they were not releasing us to the yard. We haven't had a yard movement since that fucking one vato fucking crow from Tracy had gotten removed. His name was Hector Verbis. I remember he had a 14 or XIV on his face. The homeboys mollywopped him. Sasuke, his sangre was still on the walls. You know what I mean? It cried out from the walls. Believe me, that was one of the worst removals I ever seen without weaponry. They were caving his head into the fucking wall. He is now part of Tracy forever. You know what I mean? Not only is he from the city of Tracy, he is from DVI. Or he's in there. Anyways, or at least his fucking flesh is. So Tripel, we were still not having yard yet. We haven't had our first yard. And we were preparing ourselves for yard because we had a few movidas we were going to make. Anyways, but they decided to run up in on this guy. And I remember my celly, man, being very keen and aware, spotted it from the gate. He was like, hey, I think they're moving on that Valta from Yuba City. I said, who? You know what I mean? He's like, dude, I didn't even know, right? So I look, and sure enough, man, two little homies, man, and one of them was a big boy, right? The other one, he had nice size. I say little homies in referencing them like, you know, they were younger, but not necessarily in size. Shit, both of them were bigger than me, to be honest. They ran up in there, in his cell, okay, with full weaponry. And what happened in that cell should be in the movie The Exorcist, right? Because heads were twisting all the way around and bad things were happening, all because a man simply didn't make a line movement and shower. Now that shows you right there how dangerous prison really is. How you can find yourself caught up over something just as simple as not stepping outside your cell or taking a shower. Now, you got to have common courtesy and professionalism about just take a fucking playa. Don't you, Sasuke, deodorant right there? You know what I mean? Irish Spring, I would have forwarded him fucking 3 Irish Springs indubitably if he really needed them. But he decided that, nope, he wasn't going to take dictation from nobody. Nope, he was his own man. He was going to shower when the fuck you wanted to shower. Well, guess what? The homeboy's going to stab you when the fuck they want to stab you, right? And that's exactly what happened. Was I for it or against it? I see the reasoning behind it. I think it was hasty. I think the homeboys jumped to conclusions quick. I think it could have been handled, verbalized a little bit better. I think it could have been handled with words, man, and not necessarily physical means. But man, hey, prison is prison. And when you're in a dangerous place like DVI with that history, motherfuckers will placard you. They will stick you. They will hit you with the motherfucking bone crusher 10 times for your mind. That's just how it is. Oh, they gave him some knowledge he didn't want to learn in college, right? They got him. So I remember this happening. The placas are not spotting it because you got to understand they waited to the next shower movement. So this vato was in a vulnerable state. This vato had his toy on today. I guess today he had time, cuz on Paru he had time, right? He was gonna go jumping his ass in the shower, and know his role. But guess what? He didn't make it to this shower. This movement was mandatory that he didn't make it to, and he got booked. Okay, he was life flighted out of there. I remember that, man. They came, they brought the paramedics. He was life flighted. Now I'm not gonna sit here and tell you exactly what happened with the vato. I know, but he was gone. But let's just say the cold situation is that young homeboy who was a first termer, who was striving, man, but who just went in there. And I know you're going to say, well, he knew what he signed up for. No, he didn't know what he signed up for. He was unaware he was going to have to fucking murder or possibly kill somebody as soon as he got there. He wasn't there for about a month before he fucking was having a dude metal flighted out. Now, hey, he was with the cause. He was with the business. He was doing what he had to do. But at the same time, man, he got put in a position that I don't wish upon no one, So now he's sitting down doing all day. One guy's meta-flighted out to parts unknown, like the Ultimate Warrior, right? And the other homeboy just didn't give a fuck. He was a lifer anyways. What's another notch on his belt? And all I did was sit back down and break up a sopa and tell my fucking celly, get the stinger ready. and make sure that we fucking boil the water first because it's brown. And that's what it was, man. It was just another day, but it was just a sick ass removal. The way it went down, the reasoning behind it, because some guy just didn't want to shower. Now I'm telling you, gente, think about that when you go to prison, man, and take your ass a shower. Lesson of the day. Anyways, I hope that you like the story, man. I hope that you move fast with a purpose. I hope that you go out there and you get everything that you want coming to you. The only way to get it is to go out there and work for it. Go out there and do a jale. Not a jale like, but a jale like, oh shit. Make it happen for your familia. Only you can do it, man. If you like this, please hit that like and subscribe. There's a notification bell. Please touch it, lick it, stick it, and reverse it, right? For your good boy, the gun one time. If you don't like me, if you don't like my spills, if you think, hey, man, fuck that, you can hit the thumbs down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to do what I does regardless. Anyways, this is the gun, man. Gunners Collective. Bang, bang. Man, I've seen so many removals. I just started talking about it.